everyone, welcome back. It's another Sunday night here at Monster Motorsports Diecast Racing Network, home to the Pacific Rim Speedway, and I am your host, Roberto. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We are super excited here at the Rim because it is the semi-final round of the International Running of the Rim, and we are super excited. Thank you all for those that are watching live right here on Facebook on the Monster Motorsports Diecast Racing Facebook group, or those that are shared and watching the link that has been shared across the Diecast community. Also, if you are watching the rewind on YouTube, awesome. We love your support. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and comment below. Before our live viewers, tag a friend, share the show, get your friends in here. Tonight is going to be awesome. So far we've got Eric Slan from Slanman Customs, Chad Giron from G4 Racing, Andy McBrien, Barry Porter from Shredder Speedway, Donovan Kenyon from Golden Owl, Willie Maykit, Mark Egerton. Man, it is a lively one tonight. And if you have forgotten, tomorrow night is going to be round 3 of the DIRS at Transport Diecast Racing. And this tournament is going to travel to 7 tracks across the United States before it ends up in New Zealand with Chaos Canyon for the finals. So you better believe it that you need to check that out if you have not. Alrighty. So if you missed us last week and missed the news break, or you did and want an update, so we are still under a law enforcement curfew here in the surrounding area at the Pacific Rim Speedway. However, we have negotiated with law enforcement that we do get to run the semifinals. So it is a closed race tonight. Only the 8 drivers and their crews will be running. And if you hadn't noticed, we also have brand new security drones to help us with our early warning system with monsters, kaiju attacks, because we just don't want to get caught by surprise again. That's right, big budget security going on at the Pacific Rim Speedway. So, for the rules, we're going to be running the house rules for tonight's semifinals. It is very simple. All 4 cars will run and rotate from the starting positions. 5 points for first, 3 points for second, 2 points for fourth, 2 points for third, 1 point for fourth, and if you do not finish and get a DNF for whatever reason, 0 points. And at the end of those 4 laps, whichever 2 drivers have the highest total in each group will move on to the finals. So I am going to activate a live poll for all our live viewers to show you who is in Group 1. So cast your vote down below. In Group 1, who do you think is going to advance on as the 2 drivers for the semi-finals? Is it going to be Doc? Is it going to be Marquista? Is it going to be Oliver James? Or is it going to be Scoop? Only 2 will make it through. So let me introduce you to our drivers this evening. First up, driving the number 5 Datsun 620 pickup is Doc from We Race Diecast. Then, driving the number 54 Triumph TR6 is Marquista from M&M Racing League here in the United States. And then we've got number 71 Datsun 510 Bluebird wagon driven by Scoop from Poverty Hollow Productions. And rounding out driver number 4 in the number 4 Toyota MR2 is Oliver James from Transport Diecast Racing. Wow, and look at the votes. Right now, the two leading drivers with 67% and 17% of the votes that you viewers are voting that are moving on is Doc and Scoop. Wow. So I'm going to leave that poll up during the race here, but I'm going to take it down right before the final lap of Group 1, and we'll see just how accurate it is. So, shall we get on with some diecast racing? Well, here we go. Lap 1, we've got Oliver James and Scoop in the front row, and Doc and Marquista starting in the back row. And there they go, around the tower, heading around the sewer and through Kickapoo Pass, and they are lined. Oh, somebody turned over. Wow, what just happened to Doc? Oh my goodness. That was only Oliver James that crossed the finish line. Wow, look at Doc. He is being attended to by our emergency services. Hope everything is okay. Let's see who else got taken out in this carnage. Oh, Scoop is upside down on his roof. Fortunately, Marquista just seemed to have pulled off onto the left side inside there. Let's see what happens. Here they go around the helipad. Doc just goes completely upside down. Scoop just starts pushing Doc down the straightaway. What happened here? Did Doc get touched? Wait! It doesn't even look like Doc was touched when he rounded the helipad. Let's see it again. Look at it. He just goes completely high side up and over on his lid, and Scoop just starts driving him down the lane, and wow, he hits gate 4, spins around, causes Scoop to crash. Marquista does everything he can to slam on the brakes to avoid hitting Scoop. Let's look at this. Oh, wow. Gate, light pole, 1, Doc, 0. Oh, my word. That is just crazy. Let's look. And, wow, Scoop could not avoid it. Flips over. Fortunately, Marquista was more about saving himself in the car rather than trying to make it around Scoop. Wow. So, it looks like our drivers are back up to the top. And as you can see here, what a start to the first lap. A triple DNF. I mean, this has never happened here before. This is like the party wagons at the Tricky Triangle at Indiana Diecast Raceway, which love Jim D and everything they do there at the Tricky Triangle. Be sure to give them a follow if you are not. So, let's see if these drivers have got their moxie back underneath them, ready to go. Here we've got in the front row, we've got Marquista and Oliver James. And in the back row, we have Scoop and Doc. Let's see how they go. And they are off, heading around the tower and around the sewer vent. And looking like they're going single file. Nobody's touching each other. Everyone looks good. Marquista followed by Scoop, Oliver James, and Doc bringing up 4th. Wow. Let's see that. Finally, nobody's touching each other. I think some of these drivers were making sure they weren't pushing it and actually wanted to finish this race. You can see Marquista taking the lead into Kickapoo. Scoop brings it in on 2nd, Oliver James in 3rd, and Doc in 4th. They head around the helipad. Nobody's slipping. Whoa! Did Marquista look like he just went off the wall there? Let's see that again. Right there. Wow, that would have been disastrous for Marquista if he went off that retaining wall. But wow, Marquista was able to pull it back and rein it in. Here's our overhead cam. Marquista followed by Scoop in 2nd, Oliver James in 3rd, and Doc bringing in 4th. Let's see those point updates after 2 laps. Wow, it looks like Oliver James is starting to pull away, but Marquista is right there. And unfortunately, Doc only has 1 point. Doc really needs to get on his horse on this one, which he is starting in the pole position. So let's see how this thing rolls out, shall we? We got Doc and Marquista in the front row, Oliver James and Scoop in the back row, and here they go. Come on, Doc. Everybody's been rooting for you. Here they go around Kickapoo Pass, around the helipad. Whoa, Doc gets squirrely. T-boned by Oliver James, flips over. Oliver James takes the win again, and where is everybody else? Did we have another triple DNF? Oh my goodness. Marquista is down by gate 3. Where is Scoop? Can we get the drone shot on Scoop, please? Scoop is on his side at gate 4 on the helipad exit. I am getting word that these two drivers are okay. Let's check on Doc in the Kaiju's lairs where he flipped over, and we are getting a thumbs up from the paramedics that Doc is also a second triple DNF. I literally cannot believe this. Let's see what happens here. Marquista gets off rails, lands straight into that gate 3. Scoop gets squirrely, and Oliver James, just being ruthless, telling Scoop, get out of my way, then just smashes into Doc on the straightaway. Wow. Scoop and Oliver James were so fortunate that they didn't get caught up in that crash, but looked like Scoop tried to avoid, goes high, and Oliver James just T-bones him in the helipad. Let's see another angle. Oh, that had to hurt for Marquista. And then here is where Scoop flips over onto his side, coming out of the helipad, and Oliver James just does not let off the gas. Doc just loses control, and Oliver James just slams into the back of Oliver James, or in the back of Doc, and says, this is my race. Nobody's going to get in my way. I mean, Oliver James does have the most experience on this track out of all the drivers, and wow, the triple DNF. I cannot believe what I am seeing tonight. Look at this. Doc is just fortunate that he didn't hit gate 5 and that light pole again. Wow, Kaiju's lair is not being kind to Doc from We Race Diecast tonight. So let's show the results of our poll. We've got Doc and Oliver James are the number 2 that have been voted on. I don't know. Doc would need a miracle here with only 1 point. Seriously. I mean, you've got Oliver James with 12 points, Marquista with 5, and Scoop with 3. I mean, Doc would have to win and a whole bunch of other people DNF. Like, straight up. Like, Marquista and Scoop have to be gone in order for Doc to make the final 4. And right now, it's Marquista or Scoop. I mean, Oliver James seems to have it locked in to be moving on, but Marquista and Scoop, I guarantee you, they are going to do whatever it takes to be in that final 4. So we're going to close the results here, and let's see what these drivers do here in the 4th and final lap of Group 1. And we've got Scoop and Doc on the front row, Marquista and Oliver James in the back row. Will Oliver James drive a little dirty, or is he going to drive it clean? Let's see here. And Scoop is out in front, and wow, look at that lead. Whoa! Scoop just whoa! What was that finish? Scoop had it in the bag, and then he just flips over in Kaiju's lair. What in the world? He is on his hood, and wait, who got second? Was it, I mean, Marquista crossed the line first, but was it Oliver James or Scoop that took second? Let's see the overhead cam. And Scoop on his hood takes second place by a bumper. Wow, Scoop did not want to let that one go. Oliver James tried to do everything he could, but no, Oliver James gets third in that one. And Doc crosses the finish line in fourth. Look at this. Again, not touch. Scoop just goes too fast into Kaiju's lair. He had it in the bag to lock it in. And look at this. Wow. I can't believe that. Whoa! Did Doc just hit gate 6? Is that how Oliver James got around Doc? Right there, Oliver James hits the back of Doc, and we'll see it right here. Doc hits the gate. Oliver James just slips right by and makes a run for the finish line. That's how he ended up getting third place, almost second place. Wow. And is that second place finish enough for Scoop to move on to the semifinals? Let's see the final results for Group 1. And it is Oliver James with 14 total points and Marquista with 10 total points to move on to the semi-finals. Wow, that was some intense racing right there. Willie Make It tank slapping. Chad Giron says, yes, never use a Datsun. Corey Dively says, Doc should have used a Cyclone instead of a Datsun. Oh my word, it is the small truck coming. It's the small truck curse. I tell you what, that's what it is. So, Group 2, let's see who is in Group 2. That means the poll is live. Down below, vote for who you think is going to make it into Group 2 between Ragtag, Stumpy, our underdog Moxie Mike, and Liam Taylor, our only international driver from the UK that actually made it into the semifinals of the top 8. And wow, voting is jumping out up front really fast for Ragtag and Stumpy with 67% and 33% of the votes. Let's meet the drivers of Group 2. And driving the number 8 Ford Escort Rally is Ragtag from Silverback Racing. And I don't know if this is actually Superman's car or if it's just painted like Superman's car, but we are going to find out how much money Ragtag has put into this little ride. I tell you what. Then in driving the number 2 BMW M3 is Stumpy from a junk race. And then we have driving the number 53 Ford Escort RS 1600 is Moxie Mike from Double Nuts Racing. And rounding out our top 4 is Liam Taylor driving the number 9 Ford Escort Rally from Riley's Racing DRC. So we have three, count them, three Ford Escorts. Wow, which one is going to take it and move on? Which two are going to take it and move on to the finals? Man, oh, Stumpy has taken a jump in the poll. 43% are voting for Stumpy, 29%. Ragtag and Moxie Mike are actually tied at 29% of the votes each. So, it is swung. It was Ragtag, but now they're all saying Stumpy in that BMW M3. Let us see how it goes. We've got Ragtag and Stumpy in the front row, Liam and Moxie Mike in the back row. Let's see how it goes. What's up, Sneaky Bob? And they are off. And those Ford Escort rallies, there they go. There goes Ragtag flying, not looking back. The Escort rallies take first and second, followed by Stumpy. Ooh, little fender benders there. So it looks like Ragtag took it on this one. Here they come around the tower, and the Escort rallies are just drafting one behind the other, and they said, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Ragtag floors it around Kickapoo Pass. Liam shuts the door on Stumpy. Wow, Ragtag went a little high going around the helipad. He's very lucky that he didn't lose it. Wow, he does get a little left and a little right heading through gate 3, but he is able to control it, keep it true and straight. Wow, I'm starting to believe that this number 8, this Superman car that Ragtag's driving, it's got some get up and go. It might be for reals. I'm telling you. They head around Kaiju's lair, single file, no issues. Ragtag in first. Wow. Let's see what the point standings are after one lap. You got Ragtag with 5 points. Liam comes in second with 3. Stumpy with 2. And Moxie Mike with 1. And it's still anybody's race. Let's see. We got Moxie Mike and Ragtag in the front row. Stumpy and Liam in the back row. And they are off. There goes Ragtag again. And Moxie Mike gets in there in the second place. And Moxie Mike and Stumpy fighting over second and third. Ragtag takes the win again. But wow, what kind of racing going on between Moxie Mike and Stumpy, fighting for second position. You can see Liam kind of slowing down going around the sewer vent, but Stumpy is on Mike's bumper. Wow, Moxie Mike just shuts the door on the exit out of Kickapoo Pass. Let's see that again. Stumpy tries to go low, and Moxie Mike says, not gonna happen. Wow. You know Moxie Mike is driving using his rear view if he's blocking off Stumpy like that. So they head around Kickapoo Pass. Moxie Mike takes second, but it looks like Stumpy's right back on him through the helipad again. And, Moxie Mike gets a little loose coming down the straightaway. Stumpy trying to pass on the high side. Moxie Mike shuts the door again, going through Kaiju's lair. This is where the race is happening right here. Forget Ragtag. He's already on his way to first place for another 5 points. But the rubbing and fighting going on between Moxie Mike and Stumpy is amazing. Look at that. Stumpy tried to go high, but Moxie Mike was not having it whatsoever. Wow, Holly, why is the replay thing so small? We got to fix that. So, after 2 laps, here we go. Wow, Ragtag in the lead with 10 points. But as you can see there is a 3-way tie for second place. Stumpy, Moxie Mike, and Liam all have 4 points. This third lap is definitely gonna be a decision maker right here. We've got Liam and Moxie Mike in the front row, Ragtag and Stumpy in the back row, and they are off. Whoa, what just happened to Ragtag? There goes Liam. He is in the front. Can Liam hold off Moxie Mike for the win? Whoa! Who won? I couldn't tell if that was Moxie Mike or Liam at the finish. It looks like Moxie Mike with a final charge over the finish line. Let's zoom in and get a closer look. Yes, Moxie Mike beats Liam by a tire. Look at that. Wow. So you see them coming around the tower, and I don't know, maybe Liam hit the brakes and Ragtag just had to slam on the brakes right there. I don't know what happened. Maybe his bumper got locked up and he had to slam on the brakes to dislodge it. But that was it for Ragtag. He could not recover from slamming on the brakes right there under the tower. So Liam starts taking off. He is solo going through Kickapoo. Ragtag ends up in 4th in that position. Whoa, Stumpy getting a little high on the left side, gets sideways. Ragtag T-bones him around the helipad. Let's look at that again. As you can see, Stumpy is just turning left, and then just gets slammed in the driver's side door, but gets spun around, continues to drive backwards, of all things. Look at that. Nails him right on the driver's side door, but Stumpy didn't let off, continues to drive backwards down the straightaway, and still takes 3rd place. And look at there, Liam, he actually hit the sidewall on the right side right there going through gate 6, and that's where Moxie Mike went through the door and took the win. Let's see what the results are. All right, so the poll is closed. We've got Ragtag with 41% of the votes. And there's a tie for second between Stumpy and Moxie Mike. But look at these scores, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Ragtag, I'm pretty sure even if he gets 1 point, he's still in it. If Ragtag comes in last, he's still in it. But there's no clear second driver between Liam, Moxie Mike, or Stumpy. I mean, right now, you've got Liam and Stumpy in the front row, and you've got Ragtag and Moxie Mike in the back row. I'm sorry, I can't call it. It is going to be way too close. Let's see how these drivers finish lap 4. And there they go, heading around the tower. They are tight. Wow. Whoa! What just happened to Moxie Mike? And there goes Stumpy for the win, followed by Liam, 3rd place, Ragtag. Whoa, our security drones. All right, we're getting a thumbs up that Moxie Mike is A-OK. Wow, another victim to gate 3 gets sideways, gets off track. And oh my gosh, how did Liam and Ragtag not get caught up in that crash? Look at here. They go right underneath. And they just keep going. They don't even stop to see if he's okay. Right, look at that. They just hop right underneath him. That is some driving by those 2 Escort Rally drivers. Wow. I mean, if Ragtag hadn't probably got hit on the roof by Moxie Mike, he might have passed Liam. But Stumpy don't care. Stumpy doesn't care at all. He is off to the finish. Oh, what is this? Wait, we don't want to see that yet. Take that away, Holly. They want to see the Group 2 results. Oh, little spoiler alert. If you saw that, just forget about it. Woo, woo, woo. All right, rewind. Here we go. The results from Group 2. We've got Ragtag and Stumpy moves on to the finals by just 1 point over Liam. Wow, look at that. Those scores. So, well, since you already saw it, I mean, you might as well see it again. So, here are the final 4. We got Oliver James, Mark Kista, Ragtag, and Stumpy moving on to the final 4 next week. Wow, this is exciting. And if you didn't notice, we had some very fast times on those runs. Let's see if any of them were fast enough to take the record here at the Pacific Rim Speedway. And Oliver James again with a 10.217 on that very first lap of Group 1. But as you can see, he also, in the Pacific Rim Premier, in that Honda Civic Type R, also has one of the fastest speed times. So I am very curious if any of these times will change or be the same going into next week's finals after it is all said and done. The winner of the final four, let's see him again. The winner of next week's finals will move on to the end of year King of Monsters tournament at the end of 2021. Man, who is it gonna be? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is what Downhill Live Diecast Racing is all about here at Monster Motorsports Diecast Racing Network. And if you are looking for races to enter, how to build a track, how to modify a car, you want build journals or just anything you would like to see about diecast racing, check out redlinederby.com. And if you just want more cars, you need that unsealed case or that hard to find treasure hunt or super treasure hunt, check out coloradodiecast.com right here in the beautiful, colorful state of Colorado. And if you are building your track, be sure to check out Slandman Customs for all of your racetrack accessories, from grand slants to track connectors to start gates, all that fun stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. I am Rubber Toe, your lead host and head driver here at Monster Motorsports Diecast Racing Network, home of the Pacific Rim Speedway. Wishing everyone good night, stay safe, and remember, keep your wheels on the road.